channel. Welcome to a new vlog. You guys, I've been having a really rough time the last few days. Motherhood keeps getting harder and challenging by the day. So with that being said, I haven't been really able to vlog because of that reason. My daughter is at an age where she doesn't know how to express herself fully yet because she can't talk. So she tries to express herself in any way, shape, or form. So that means she screams, cries, throws a tantrum, and that's pretty much the whole day because obviously she has something and she just wants to get her point across. That's the reason why I haven't been motivated to even pull out my camera, because I know she doesn't really let me talk. And right now the only reason why she's kind of quiet is because she is eating lunch right now. So that's like the only reason why she's kind of calm. So a few days ago I started a reading vlog on Verity by Hoover. Like I mentioned, haven't been having the best of the days, so I just filmed on my phone. And last night when I imported all the clips to my MacBook to start editing, for some reason it started saying how the clips were like HD and then they were taking too much space. So I was like dealing with that last night and then this morning as well. So I decided to just give it up and start fresh. I'm kind of sad because I honestly updated you guys a lot with that reading vlog, but it is what it is. We'll just start all over again. Obviously, the book that I just finished reading yesterday was Verity by Hoover, and it was honestly the perfect time for me to read this book and finish it because they just announced that it's gonna be on screen. So I'm thinking that they're gonna come out with a movie or maybe like a short series, but I'm not sure. I just know it's gonna be on screen, and it was like the perfect time for me to pick it up. And then for my next read, I think I'm gonna start Lightlark by Alex Astor. And it's also the perfect timing because she recently came out with the third book. And I keep hearing really good things from this book. And I mean, I'm trusting my Bookstagram besties. So yeah, I keep seeing it on there, so I trust you guys. So I'm gonna read this next. But before we start this book, I wanna talk about Verity and my thoughts. So this book is a mystery slash thriller, I think, but we basically follow Lowen, and she is basically hired by Jeremy. Jeremy is the husband of Verity, which in this case Verity is our main star from the book. So we follow her manuscripts. Basically Lowen is hired and she ends up going 2 weeks to stay at their house to finish the series that Verity is in the middle of. She had an accident, so she can't talk nor walk. So she obviously needs an assistant, meaning that she can't finish the series she started. So as Lowen is there, she encounters manuscripts of Verity where she talks about things she did in the past and things that she kept from Jeremy and the reasons why she did certain things. And honestly, in the beginning of the book, started feeling a little bit repetitive with the manuscripts that I was so close to putting it down, but I don't know what it was. I just pushed through, and I want to see the last 100 pages of this book. It's when it started to pick up for me, especially when Lowen and Jeremy start kind of developing this friendship that ends up leading to something else. That's because something happened in between. While Lowen is there, she witnessed a lot of things going around the house, especially since Verity is there. So she at some point didn't even trust Verity anymore, especially with everything she was reading. So she also wanted to kind of tell Jeremy what was going on, but she kept things from him too because she didn't want Jeremy to suffer like another heartbreak after everything that he has been through. So yeah. But I want to say that I enjoyed the book. I am kind of mad with the last letter though, because you're telling me that I read this whole thing for the last letter to be what it is. You know, I don't want to say because I don't want to give anything away, but I'm kind of mad at the ending because I would have loved for it to end where it ended before the last letter. If the last letter would have not been there, I would have probably rated this book a 4, almost a 5 stars. But since the last letter is there, it just leaves so many things unanswered in my opinion. And honestly, I don't know if I could really trust Verity. I don't know. I'm kind of mad with the last letter, but nonetheless, it was kind of shocking because I didn't think that the plot was gonna be what it was. And especially like this specific topic, it's just really sensitive and it could be triggering for some people. But I'm gonna rate this book at 3.50 because I'm mad with the last letter. My coffee came out on the lighter side today. You guys, I was finally able to put my baby to nap, and I went ahead and gathered my kitchen, clean my living room, and wash my dishes. I only need to sweep and mop, which I'm probably gonna do that right now. So pretty much I went ahead and made myself an iced coffee. I haven't had an iced coffee since Friday, and if you know me, my iced coffee is an essential. So when I don't drink an iced coffee, it's definitely like crazy and mind-blowing when I don't. But anyways, I decided to treat myself to one because this morning my daughter dropped my hot coffee and I was so devastated. But honestly, I was not mad. I kind of been in this mood of just kind of I'm trying to stay positive through it all. So I am so happy that I didn't really get bothered by her dropping my coffee, honestly. That's the reason why I made myself a nice coffee. I also want to apologize in advance because my washer is currently on. So if you guys hear that, I am so sorry. So I wanted to start Lightlark. I decided to listen to the audiobook of Lightlark and start the book like that because I also wanted to listen to the audiobook because I want to color meanwhile I listen to it. I recently ordered myself a coloring book off Amazon. I kept seeing them all over Bookstagram, so I had to give me one. So I got a Christmas coloring book and it's so cute. How cute is that? It has so many cute coloring pages. I actually started coloring the other day, but I never got to finish it, and I also wasn't really happy with the way it turned out. So I want to start all over again as I am reading and listening to my audiobook. But before we do that, I also wanted to share some really good news. I recently got accepted to read my first ever ARC ever on NetGalley. And if you guys don't know what an ARC is, it's basically when you get accepted to read a book before it gets published. So I requested a book that reminded me a little bit of Betty on You by Lynn Painter, and it's called You Started It. I honestly got attracted to it because of the cover. It seemed like such a cute cover, and it seemed like a really cute story based on the summary. I don't think it's going to be anything like mind-blowing. It's probably going to be like a cute fluffy YA romance because it is a YA, and it's basically by Jackie Kalili or Kalili. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but I'm gonna go ahead and include a picture of the book I got accepted to read, and I'm so happy to read that. But I'm not gonna read that right now until like maybe a few days from now because it doesn't get published until like next year, so I have time to get to it and read it with, you know, at my own time. But I just wanted to share the news because it makes me so happy to be able to request books on NetGalley and then be accepted to read them before it gets published. So now let's go ahead and get to reading. You guys, it is currently the next day and I am back with some book updates. I am back with some updates on Lightlark. So far I am really enjoying the book. It's giving me a lot of powerless vibes, especially with the female main character. Her history reminds me a lot of Peyton. I am liking the plot of this book. So we pretty much follow Isla, which is our main character, and she is basically thrown into the Lightlark game, and she's pretty much competing with 5 other people, which they're basically called rulers, and each person has people that depend on them. So their people of each ruler are cursed. So that's the reason why they're competing. They're basically trying to win to gain back power and break that curse. So each set of rulers has their people, and each little group has a curse. For example, there's a group of people that are cursed to not live over 25 years. So there's like curses like that, and each ruler has like different powers that they could wield, which is super like fun to learn about, because it definitely just sounds so like fun and interesting, and just being able to transport yourself into that world is just sounds so fun, which I am loving that part of the book. So for our love interest, we do have Grimm. He is our main male character, but aside from that, I think we might have a love triangle here, which the other person will be the king, which is Oral. And I actually searched up fan art on this book on TikTok, and I seen the fan art of Oral, Grimm, and Isla, and I'm still rooting for Grimm. Even way before I searched up the fan art, I knew I was gonna root for Grimm. I don't know about the king. I don't know if he's generally like interested in Isla, because things that he has done so far sounds like he has some kind of compassion slash sympathy for her, or I don't know if he has a plan for Isla. I don't know, but it seems that he is gonna be like a love interest, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I kind of don't like love triangles because it makes it complicated to later, you know, choose who to root for, but I guess we're gonna see how this unfolds. I also like how the author added like a little page giving you a brief description of each ruler and the power they have in the curse that was given to them, because whenever we get to interact with one of the rulers, I always go back to see what their curse is and what they're capable of doing to Isla. Since they are competing, we don't and we shouldn't trust these rulers. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and read a little since my daughter is napping, and I'll give you guys updates whenever I can. You guys, I just finished reading chapter 16, and it was quite the chapter. We just found the reasons why Grimm is not really caring for this competition. It seems that he doesn't really want to compete. He doesn't care who the people vote for. He's just there for some other reason, and he somewhat told us his reasonings. But the way this chapter started and the power that he could wield is just chef's kiss. You're telling me that this man could show up anywhere he wants at any given time. He literally showed up to Isla's room as she was damn near changing to talk about this whole situation. And the way things unfolded, the interaction they had with each other, what he said to her, so good. I need to go back and annotate that chapter. I actually took a picture of it, so I remind myself to go back and annotate this dialogue. But yeah, I am excited to see what else unfolds. With a book update on Lightlark. I have 100 pages left of the book, and last time I checked in with you guys, I was really enjoying the book. We had Grimm, we had interactions with him, so that was the reason why I was like really loving it. But I want to say that at some point in the book it slowed down for me, and that's because we ended up having the king and Isla being paired during the game, and they pretty much work together in search of how to break the curses that all of these rulers have. And along the way, we obviously gain more knowledge and more information from the king and how things work. We're also focused on the main goal that Isla has in this book. But if I have to be really honest with you guys, I am struggling to care for the king. I feel like he's a big key into this entire lightlark game, and I feel like I don't care for him as much as I should. And I think that the reason that is because I care for Grim more as the love interest. And although things haven't really happened between the king and Isla like in that way, I just hope that nothing ends up happening with them in the future. But I hope they don't, because I am really rooting for Grim. We don't really have interactions with him. He is gone for most of the chapters that I have read, and that makes me so sad because I love the interactions with him and Isla. He is just chef's kiss. And we also found out some things. But yeah, but now that I have reached the last 100 pages of the book, things are going down. We obviously had Grim come back in, and the interaction he had with Isla and the scene that I just read a few chapters ago, I knew it. I knew he knew something. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want to say anything or spoil anything. I was struggling in the middle of the book because of the king and Isla being together most of the time. I don't care for them as a love interest, so that's what I meant. Don't mix that with things not going on, because things did go down with the whole plot, but them together, I don't care for them. I'll be back with my rating and my final thoughts, but for now I'm gonna go ahead and make myself an iced coffee and binge the rest of the book. I am finally done with Lightlark, and somebody please tell me that the ending is a lie, because I want to scream and throw up right now. As I have already expressed myself multiple times in the video, I am rooting for Grim. Things went down in the ending that pissed me off so much. I am hoping that the ending is just temporarily. I am hoping this has to happen. I am trusting that what happened is for a reason, and I'm hoping that the second book gives me what I want. With that being said, I'm gonna rate this book a 4 stars because I completely love the plot. I like the universe. Not gonna lie, there was times where I couldn't really envision certain things, and I don't know if it's because I simply wasn't like fully focused at the moment. I'm gonna rate this a 4 stars just because I am pissed at the ending, and I'm hoping the second book gives me what I want. I was waiting for this package the whole entire day, and I finally got it. And I got a book, of course. I got Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna, and it's actually a series on Netflix, and I didn't even know until like I ordered it. But this book is basically on 2 best friends that end up growing apart because something gets fractured along their friendship. But apparently something happens along the way, and apparently their lives are completely different. But aside from that, they are still friends, and I'm guessing they really cherish their friendship. Yeah, I picked this up. This is definitely different from what I usually read. I decided to step out of my comfort zone, so this is a different genre for me, but I wanted to expand my reading, so I decided to pick up something out of my comfort zone from Kristen Hanna because I heard amazing things from this author. And this cover is stunning. Like, look at that cover.